This is the third time that I'm filming and editing this video, and I swear to God, if I am not happy with this, I am throwing my laptop and myself out of the fucking window. Like, I fucking had it. Aggressive introductions aside, welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video, and if you're planning on lingering for a while, might I suggest that you grab a little beverage. So yeah, I will be talking with you guys about why I feel like I have reached a point in my life where I'm no longer satisfied with the goals that I've reached, and just like delving a little bit deeper into the state of mind that I'm currently at with my life and what's led to me feeling a little bit stuck and how I plan to get myself unstuck. So if that's of interest to you, do consider finishing the video to the very end. I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts and comments if you are currently going through something similar or not. You just want to say hi, that's fine too. I would love to say hi back to you guys if that's your jam. But yeah, so I will no longer be dilly-dallying and driving straight into the meat of the video, which is the fact that I feel that I have manifested my dream life, but I'm no longer satisfied with it. So just for a little bit of extra background, I am currently working here as an English teacher in China. I've been in China now for 3 years. I've been in the ESL field, which is the English as a second language field here in Asia now for 5 years, and quite frankly, I'm fucking over it. I feel like this was a cute little stepping stone. Why is it sidestep? Stepping stone to achieving like a couple of goals that I had when I was younger. And now that I've basically reached all of those goals, I feel like it's time for a change. So yeah, just to provide a little bit more scope in terms of like who the fuck I am and where I think I'm heading towards, and how that's just like culminating inside of my head, and just like these special circumstances that currently make up my life. I've been working here now as an English teacher for 5 years. I'm not like, what's the word? When I went to uni, like I did not study education. So you could say that teaching was not supposed to be a field that I was going to be in as long as I currently have been in. And the goal has always been just like do this on the side while I figure shit out for my next step in life. And you know, like as life does, it just kind of happened and kept on happening. And I found myself stuck here now for 5 years, which was not the original plan. I have basically, for as long as I can remember, always wanted to just like have a job that I don't hate, that pays my bills and then some, and has like a decent work-life balance. And for the most part, that's kind of what this gig has like provided me. Very, very happy about that. And I've thoroughly enjoyed like the amount of peace that I've been able to like cultivate as a result of these moves that I've made. So by that I mean, aside from just living here in China, I've also lived in Korea for 2 years before. That was a catastrophe on its own, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah, I have always just been like someone who knew that from a very young age that I wanted to live abroad, I wanted to see the world, I wanted to experience different cultures and languages and all of the good things that are like associated with the concept of being like a global citizen, which is also why I why I pursued a degree in international studies. And then I also did a specialized degree in Chinese studies. So yeah, that's just like a little bit of like history of like the type of like mindset that I have, and how I've been able to like build, or what ideals I kind of like have based my life path around up until this point. But you know, as I am reaching 30 in a couple of months, so yeah, I'm about to turn 30, and I think 30 is like a very pivotal age for a lot of us. I feel like that's the age where you feel like you kind of do need to have shit figured out, even though a lot of us are like also, what's the word? Like we also kind of feel like we're still babies, because I feel like I am still a little bit of a baby in certain ways, but in other ways I'm like, I need to have my shit sorted out a little bit better than I currently have. And you know, like for the most part, I will say I'm not completely mad at younger me and how she made decisions that led me to this point. For example, I am currently child free and I am unmarried, and I am fucking ecstatic about that. I like right now, I'm currently going through like a very tough time financially. However, I know that this is like very temporary. It'll get solved like by the end of the week when I get my paycheck. And the thought of like, imagine if I had a child on top of everything that I'm currently dealing with. Fucking no thanks. So yeah, I'm very, very like proud of myself that I did not end up a statistic. Even though I'm at this age where it's like kind of like normal and expected for women to be having children or wanting kids. I'm so glad that I'm not someone who placed that pressure on top of me, as well as the fact that I come from a family who they've kind of just like accepted that I am who I am, and nobody in my family even bothers with like, well, what are your plans on getting like a husband or kids? Because they're just like, she's living her best life and that's enough for us. So I'm very fortunate in that regard that I have like that type of background. In other ways that I feel like I'm happy with my life, even though it seems like I'm just like bitching and moaning, is the fact that I have a very like peaceful life at the moment. I wake up kind of late and I clock in to my job and I do my thing, and then I come back here for my 3-hour long lunch break and I just like cook lunch and have a little nap in my bed, and then I work on like maybe like a video that I'm editing or like all of the other projects that I'm trying to work on. And then I go back to work for my afternoon classes, and then I clock out and then go ahead with my evening routine. And it's a very, like I said, very peaceful. However, it's incredibly boring. I think that I am someone who's I think I'm too hot and too smart and too funny to be living the life that I currently am. And this is by no means like a way to like shame or shade anyone who feels like, girl, what the fuck are you complaining about? Like, that's like the dream. I know. I know, but this is not what I want, or this is not what I wanted for as long as I've currently been in. I think this would have been very cute for like a year, but I'm now approaching like my 3rd year of living or working in the current city that I'm in, that I fucking hate. Like, I really hate the city that I'm in. The only reason that I've been here for so long is that the job market here for English teachers is kind of crap, and that's basically like spurred me to try to figure out ways to like earn a little side income. And there's been like some hurdles that I've had to overcome to get to the point that where I'm at right now. A lot of that's just like being like chronic fatigue. I had no idea how exhausted I was until I got to a point where I could just like rest and allow myself to just be and kind of just like be on like autopilot for a while. And now that I've been here for like a hot minute, I'm very thankful that I was able to like cultivate a space where I can just like rest and recuperate. And now that I've done that, it's time for the other side of my personality, which loves chaos and busyness and connecting with people and doing new things and having new experiences. Like, I think it's time for her to spread her wings a little bit wider than she currently has up until this point, and, you know, like, take flight. If I were to like dig in a little bit deeper into what's led to me being stuck here for a bit, like, cause I feel like I haven't touched like that deeply on that part just yet. As much as the living solo abroad lifestyle looks glamorized, I'm going to assume that you're aware that there's certain aspects of it that's not as glamorous as it looks like. I think for the people who have like a sufficient amount of disposable income, this is like best time of their lives. And make no mistake, I don't regret like the fact that I'm trying to pursue this lifestyle. I am, however, a bit hampered down by external responsibilities that I have, and also just on top of all of that, I do feel like I've been spending a little bit too much time with just myself. I think that as someone who's very community oriented, there's definitely limits to just like how much you can stay inside of your own head before you like go insane. Feel dangerously close to that edge, so I feel like with each passing day, there's just like this sense of unease that's like has been tolerable up until now. I do feel like very satisfied with a lot of aspects of my life, but I do feel that there's room for me to not necessarily improve, but to just like experience more fun and joy and whimsy in my daily life, which I find has slowly been like petering out of me because I've just on autopilot. Life in China is, if you're not someone who speaks the language or you're not acquainted with the culture and you haven't like gotten over the initial culture shock, like there's gonna be a lot of excitement. But if you've been here for a while now, you get a little bit jaded towards things. And something that I don't see a lot of people like discuss is the fact that this is gonna sound a little crazy and it's gonna sound like I'm just being a spoiled brat, but this is my truth. I do find that living inside of a country that like has prioritized efficiency to the extent that it has, and life here is very efficient. Like there's lots of things that I don't have to like think twice about that I would have had to do some extra logistics to make sure, like for example, if I were to do grocery shopping, buying like train tickets or whatever, all of that I can just do like on one device. I can pay for everything using my phone, book everything using my phone, interact with people using my phone, even though I don't really need that because I speak the language conversationally. So yeah, life here is very efficient for me, especially like if you're someone who lives solo. I really do appreciate all of the amenities that are available here for me to make my life a little easier. However, there's a certain zone of discomfort that I feel needs to be present in daily life, or not necessarily daily life, but just in life in general, that kind of pushes you to still want to improve things or to learn more, or you know, just like that indomitable human spirit that we have, which is just to like see what could lie beyond our current reality. And I feel like the longer that this probably sounds like complete bullshit, but just stick with me. I feel like the longer that you stay in a state where all of the stones are being rolled out of your life, and I'm not saying that this is the case for like most people here. I do understand that I'm very privileged to be earning the type of salary that I am currently earning here, which is obviously contributing to the fact that I have access to certain amenities here at a more frequent basis than like the general population does. Very appreciative of the fact that there are things that I don't have to think twice about, but I've reached a point where I find that I'm turning stupid because my brain is not being challenged enough. There are solutions to everything that I don't have to like use too much gray matter to solve, and that's kind of led me to feel like I'm enveloped in like honey almost. And why I'm using honey is, I think that honey is obviously, it tastes good if you're one of those people who likes honey. Tastes good. It's also very healthy for you. However, in large quantities, honey slows you down, and when you're submerged in it, like, I mean, just like with any liquid, you stop breathing and you kind of just like feel stuck and then you die. Very graphic, very dramatic analogy, but I think that works for like what I'm trying to get at right now. So yeah, basically don't have that much in terms of like day-to-day problems aside from like small grievances, but I feel that it's time for me to add more friction back into my life so that I don't slip into this state of complacency. And that's something that I find very dangerous, especially like for my personality type, as someone who just like likes to like continuously challenge myself. I find that I've kind of lost my footing in terms of where I think the golden the Goldilocks zone is for just like having a life that is equally balanced in terms of stability and novelty. As of right now, I'm currently trying to figure out a way where I can earn additional income so that I can hopefully leave this field, because I feel like I've done and I've seen everything that I need to as an English teacher here. I'm not really interested in like developing my skill set further than what I've acquired up until this point. I feel like it's a waste of my time to continue to be here because I'm not learning any skills that would generate me more income, especially considering that there are other factors that are counting against me as like a woman of color here in China. Where I feel like I kind of dropped the ball was like I didn't secure like getting a job in a space or like in a city that I wanted to. For example, I've always wanted to like live in Shanghai. I really like the city. I feel like there's a lot more things to do than where I currently am, which is in bumfuck nowhere here in China. So very unhappy with like my physical geographical location. It's boring as shit. It's a super boring city, super boring province. On top of it, it's like the fact that there's like not that much to do in my city as well as like other cities close by is like driving me low-key insane. So I've been like staring at this problem now for a while and thinking like, why the fuck have I not solved this? Up until this point, like every problem or like goal that I wanted to reach, I've seen the other side of it. This one has just been like eating at me, and the fact that I have just like been spinning in circles and just like flat spinning has been like making me very frustrated. And I think that on top of like I recently had like a little surgery that I don't know, I think it slowly like changed some perspectives for me. And it also left me feeling very frustrated and angry because just before the surgery I was making like lots of progress in terms of like just like making lifestyle adjustments to help facilitate collapsing the distance between my future self and my present self, and having lost that momentum and having to like, I feel like every time I take one step forward I have to take 2 steps back. And I've reached like a critical point now where it's just like enough is enough. I fucking had it, and I basically licked my wounds for a little bit. And I won't say I was depressed, but I definitely was in a bit of a slump, dip. I want to say dip and slump, and then it's a dump. Anyway, been stuck there for a lot longer than what I feel like I'm comfortable with. So my goal is with this video to just like just get the shit out and then just like fucking power through to where I need to be, hopefully before the end of the year. So I've set myself up for like a lot of failure, I guess, but even if I fail, that's good, because that means that I've tried to change something. So I welcome whatever consequences might arise out of me like pursuing my goals a little bit more aggressively, because that means that I actually try to get to where I wanted to be. That I owe it to myself to have given my dream life everything that I feel like I've got. And if I'm being completely honest with myself, I think up until this point I've done like very half-assed attempts, and I don't think that that is congruent with my personality or just like my self-concept at all. So I don't want to use like, what do you call it, those productivity bros mindset or their verbiage like too much, but I don't, there isn't a better way to describe the fact that I need to lock the fuck in. That kind of just like, it is what it is. I am a little bit too type A in my what's the word, to like not be pursuing what it is that I want to at full steam. Yeah, I'm turning 30, and I'm very excited about that. Wow, 30, right? Like, you can barely tell. But anyway, so turning 30, and I feel like as most of us are reaching, or if any of you are reaching this age, or you've reached this age, I'd relate to the fact that you feel like something's got to give. Like, I don't feel like immense pressure to, what's the word, like to reach everything that I want to by now. Like, if I only reach where I need to be like 3-4 years from now, then that's it is what it is. But I do want to at least try harder than what I currently have, because I've been doing this, what do you call it, this more gentle approach with myself, and loved it. It was what I needed at the time that I was mentally, etc. But now that I've reached like the other side of all those dips and valleys and depths that I had to overcome, I feel like I've built up enough, what's the word, not resilience, but I can handle a little bit more, essentially. than what I currently am. And by no means does this mean that I feel like I want to like become obsessive necessarily, but I do want to like just see what could like come out of me doing things a little bit more wholeheartedly instead of half-assed. What that would mean for me in like a more tangible sense is I basically narrowed down like the type of field that I feel like I want to work in, which is, up until this point, my North Star has always been pointing me towards like the creative field. And I feel like I tried to avoid it, tried to do the safe and tried route of not pursuing my art and just, yeah, getting a more high paying, stable job. And that's not making me happy. And I feel like, or my life philosophy does not really line up with a stable and safe life. Like, those are good things. And then very important. And I'm very glad that I reached those points. But I feel like they, for me at least, it's the foundation for what I want to build my ideal life on top of, and not my ideal life in and of itself. I hope the sound didn't disappear. But yeah, so definitely want to see if I can make it into like the creative industry. I don't necessarily mean like as like a full-time artist. I think that my skill set would prove valuable in like the more like technical or perhaps like corporate side of the creative field. But also I feel like that's also like a little bit of a limiting belief, because why can't I be a full-time artist if I so wish to? But I'm gonna need a portfolio for that. So yeah, so my goals is to be a little bit more actively involved here on my YouTube channel, which I've kind of like fallen off of and been very inconsistent with my uploads. Do have I do have like a content plan that I need to start executing yesterday. So yeah, I just want to see where this takes me. And basically I think like I want to use this as just like the starting point for my journey and basically fuck around more and find out. I need to go back to my class now. I need to do a little bit of prep, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna be ending this video here. I feel like I probably am. Maybe I'll do like another follow-up with another vlog. But yeah, so just wanted to like check in with myself and check in with you again. Tell me what's been cooking on in your head. If any of this you found relatable, or you find that you disagree with me, do let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Anyway, bye.